going to show you today a fairly simple pattern for Sashiko that you can draw at home. I'm going to draw this while I'm talking. This pattern is involving a lot of circles, and I have a grid here. This one draws a circle that goes round and round. But if you don't have anything like this, you know, circles are great things because there's all kinds of circles in the house, plates and bowls, and so quite often I just use those and draw around them. But this, I'm going to make a quilt, and this quilt is inspired by a picture that I saw of some Japanese shibori dyed fabric, all done in circles. But I'm going to make squares and do circle patterned Sashiko on each square, and also it had a variety of depth of blues in it, like an ombre kind of a style. So I have this 10-inch square pack with lots of blues in it, and I'm just going to choose from those and do different shades and put them together in whatever way I think. I've got to look under here now because I've picked my hand up and forgotten where I am in the circles. So let's see. Well, we'll just start again over here. This pattern could be just, although mine is a continuous circle line, it doesn't have to be. And I'm drawing it all the way around, and I'm actually not going to sew all the way around. In some areas I'm going to do 3 or 4 lines of circle. In other areas I'm going to maybe just have 1 or 2. I'm going to just decide as I go along. Again, that's one of the things I like about Sashiko patterning. You can just change your mind and, you know, do whatever you think looks good, and then nobody's is exactly the same. And I'm also going to put a single flower pattern under here, and the circles won't cross that pattern, they'll stop. These lines may not be close enough together when I finish doing this, and if they're not, I'll just draw in extra lines in between and do more, and we'll just see how it goes. So each of my squares is going to have a different circle pattern. I haven't decided yet on all the patterns I'm going to use. I have already done one, this one. This is actually it's from a template that I have, and it's actually one of my favorite patterns to do. So at the moment I've left it like that. I may go back later, and my cat has been laying on this. Later I may go back and do some heavier patterning on some of these, maybe just on a single one. I think that would look quite good. There's not going to be very much colour in here, but just like the pattern I was inspired by, I will do a little bit of colour in some of them. This is the way I'm going to put my flower in here. It's just going to sit like this. The cherry blossom is just another of my favourite things. I do, I'm afraid, tend to use certain patterns a lot because I just like those patterns, and you know, I'm making it, so I make what I like. But you know, you make whatever you like. These cherry blossoms look so pretty. This one is actually just a template, but I do have hand-drawn ones in lots of different sizes. Just for speed, this was just the quickest and easiest one to put on here. Just draw these lines in here. So when I do the Sashiko on here, the Sashiko will not cross into the flower. And again, when I've finished, depending on how much Sashiko lines I've got here, maybe I'll do some extra in the flower, but I'm thinking that that's going to remain blank. I think the surrounding circles will be what makes this look pretty. So let's go ahead and start some Sashiko here. My thimble and my needle already threaded. Because this is going to be a quilt, I'm just going to use a knot because this is not going to show at the back. And I'm going to start by sewing the cherry blossom pattern. So I'm just doing it the same as my other Sashiko. I'm pushing with the thimble, my fingers are guiding, and just these in and out, quite deep stitches. and I will put as many on my needle as I can. In this case it does take me to the end. When it is more of a curve, it is more difficult to load a lot of stitches. So pull it through, never forget the tension. I have some really nice pictures of Japanese manhole covers that I took, and I am going to let them inspire me to do some of the circle patterns I'm going to do. I have one in particular that's of a cherry tree in a circle that I like. Many of them I may leave the centre empty, but that one will be full because there's a lot of cherry blossoms and there'll be a lot of little tiny flowers to do on that, so that one should be a fun one. I think I'm going to end up drawing more lines on this, more circle lines on this. I think it's going to look better with more than what I've already drawn. But for now I'll do the cherry blossom and then I'll start the circles and just judge it from there. So I pulled a little hard there, and if you do pull a little hard, you want to stretch and again pull that out so that, I don't mean pull the stitches out, again you want to stretch your fabric and do tension control to make sure that you haven't left some gathers in there. It really spoils your work if you don't do that. At the end you have a piece that's just puckered, and I know people, you know, try to iron it out and do things with it, and you can make it look a little bit better, but it's just a whole lot easier to deal with it right from the beginning. And I do think that controlling the tension on a piece is one of the most important things for getting a good finish. So I guess that's why I keep on emphasizing it. Sometimes it's the simplest things that make things better. I'm going to keep on sewing around this, do all this outline and then do some of the circles, and I'll come back and show you how I'm getting on. So as soon as I was talking so much about cherry blossoms, I just thought I'd show you these smaller ones that I had done on another quilt, and I really had fun doing these. They are little applique cherry blossoms, and then there is some Sashiko on this quilt as well. I kind of did a mixture of things that I was doing, and then I'm just trying to move this slowly across to another block, and you can see there's another big, much bigger style cherry blossom on that one, and again some Sashiko. I really like the idea of putting the Sashiko in the quilts. That's my aim, to try and find good ways of using it on quilts. This is where I've got to with my Sashiko up to now. You can see the cherry blossom and the lines around. That's as many lines as I'm going to do in this bottom area, but now I'm going to do a few that just come so far down. And then over here in this corner, you can see I've left a, take my needle out of the way, I've just left a loose thread because I'm still deciding what to do. I don't like the way the line just ends there. This was the beginning of the spiral, and I've taken a few stitches back, so I've got a little space in this corner, and I'm not sure what I'm actually going to put there. Maybe a leaf, I don't know, I'll decide later. So I've just left the loose thread hanging loose. So I've brought it in here to show you that, and also because I'm actually going to just draw a few more lines in here now ready to sew. And those lines that I did, they were too wide, so I did do another extra row in between them. I think that's coming along quite nicely. It's looking like I wanted it to look like. I think I'm going to be pleased with it. So this quilt's finished. This project's going to take quite a long time because I don't even know how big I'm going to make it. It's got to be at least 9 blocks, and I really think I want it to be bigger. I'm not sure if you can see, but there are still a few markings on there where I drew circles and then decided I didn't want to sew in that spot. But that's really okay. They'll just fade away as this material is moved around. By the time I start sewing pieces together, that won't show at all. So for this project, I actually did use my favorite ceramic pencil, and that's one of the reasons that I like to use that, because I have so little trouble, is that showing in camera, getting rid of the markings afterwards. Now this may not show up very well when I get onto using the lighter fabrics. My pile is over there. As you can see, there are some very light ones down there, but I'll just go on and use my iron off transfer pens when I get on to doing those colours. Okay, 2 blocks made. This is something I will come back. I'll show you a few more patterns blocks that I make, and later on in a couple of months when I do get sewing them together, I'll show you the finished result. If you've liked this, I hope you'll subscribe to see more patterns, and thanks for watching. Bye.